Queen Camilla wears Queen Elizabeth's sentimental $53,000 brooch to Vatican, and her dramatic black veil has a hidden meaning. Welcome, royal watchers, to Crown Chronicles, your ultimate destination for royal revelations, behind-the-scenes palace stories, and the secrets the tabloids won't tell you. Crown if you want insider-level insight into the British monarchy, its traditions, and the personal choices of its most prominent figures. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because today's story is as fascinating as it is symbolic. Queen Camilla recently stepped onto the world stage during a highly anticipated visit to the Vatican, and royal experts are already buzzing about every detail of her ensemble. At first glance, it seemed like a typical state visit attire, elegant, respectful, and formal. But for those paying close attention, every piece she wore was laden with meaning, sending messages both to the world and within the palace itself. The focal point of Camilla's outfit was a brooch worth an astounding $53,000, previously owned by none other than the late Queen Elizabeth II. But this wasn't just an extravagant jewel, it was deeply sentimental. According to palace insiders, this brooch was one of Elizabeth's favorites, worn during some of her most intimate and significant engagements. By choosing to wear it to the Vatican, Camilla was signaling continuity, respect, and connection to her late mother-in-law's legacy, a reminder that even as Queen Consort, she honors the traditions and responsibilities of the monarchy. What makes the choice even more compelling is the timing. The Vatican visit came amid ongoing scrutiny of Camilla's role in the royal family. While she has long been a steady partner to King Charles III, critics and royal watchers alike often compare her presence to Queen Elizabeth's unmatched reign. Wearing Elizabeth's brooch was, in essence, a subtle but unmistakable statement that she embraces the history of the monarchy and understands the weight of her position. But it wasn't just the brooch that caught attention. Camilla also chose a dramatic black veil, which immediately became the talk of international media. Veils in royal protocol aren't just fashion statements, they carry centuries of symbolism. Black, in particular, can signify respect, mourning, or solemnity, but sources close to the palace revealed that this veil had a hidden personal meaning. According to insiders, Camilla wore the veil not as a public display of grief, but as a symbol of humility and reverence for the Vatican and the Pope. It was a nod to centuries of Catholic and royal tradition, subtly reminding observers that she fully comprehends the ceremonial and spiritual aspects of monarchy. Some palace watchers even suggest that the veil was carefully chosen to convey strength through restraint, highlighting Camilla's understanding that visible power in royalty often comes from the subtleties, the gestures, the accessories, and the protocol, rather than overt statements. Royal experts agree that every detail of Camilla's Vatican visit was meticulously planned. The combination of Elizabeth's brooch and the symbolic veil wasn't accidental. It was a calculated effort to show unity between the past and present monarchs, to display respect for international diplomacy, and to demonstrate her own deep understanding of the monarchy's delicate public image. Even her choice of dress contributed to the message. Camilla wore a classic, understated gown in muted tones, allowing the brooch and veil to be the focal points. It was a masterclass in balancing tradition and personal style, an important skill for a queen consort navigating public scrutiny and global attention. The simplicity of the outfit ensured that the symbolism of the brooch and veil wasn't lost, emphasizing the thoughtful nature of royal presentation. Palace insiders suggest that Camilla's decision to wear Elizabeth's brooch may also have been personal and emotional. Queen Elizabeth II had long been a mentor to her daughter-in-law, advising her on matters of state, protocol, and royal image. By wearing the brooch, Camilla was publicly acknowledging that mentorship, subtly reminding the world that her role is rooted in both family and tradition. Observers also note that Camilla's appearance sent a powerful message to other royals. In a family often criticized for public disagreements or private rifts, Camilla's careful choices during this visit projected stability, respect, and unity. It was a reminder that the monarchy is about more than individual personalities, it's about legacy, duty, and careful navigation of both history and modern expectations. Social media reactions were immediate and intense. Commentators praised Camilla for her dignity and poise, while fashion experts dissected every detail of her ensemble. Memes, articles, and analysis flooded platforms, with discussions focusing not just on the brooch's value, but on the emotional and symbolic weight it carried. Fashion was the hook, but history and family ties were the real story, beyond fashion and symbolism. Camilla's Vatican visit also had diplomatic significance. Royals visiting the Vatican are not only expected to adhere to strict etiquette but also to project a sense of continuity and respect for centuries-old traditions. Camilla's careful preparation demonstrated that she understands her role not just as a royal figurehead, but as a diplomat representing the British monarchy on the global stage. Sources close to the palace say that King Charles III was personally pleased with Camilla's presentation, recognizing the delicate balance she achieved. Her choices allowed the royal family to maintain public reverence and historical respect while reinforcing her own position as Queen Consort. Observers agree that her subtlety and strategic use of symbolic items like the brooch and veil reflect astute political and social intelligence, qualities that are increasingly vital for modern royals. Some critics, of course, remain skeptical, questioning whether Camilla can ever step out of Elizabeth's shadow. But insiders argue that gestures like these, wearing the brooch and the symbolic veil, demonstrate that she acknowledges the past while shaping her own legacy. It's a delicate balance, honoring Queen Elizabeth's memory while asserting her own role in the monarchy. Interestingly, palace watchers note that the Vatican visit may have deeper personal resonance for Camilla as well. In private, she has reportedly spoken about the responsibility she feels to support King Charles while representing the monarchy with grace and dignity. The symbolic choices in her attire could be read as a personal affirmation of her commitment to the crown, her late mother-in-law's legacy, and her husband's reign. The reaction from international media underscores the global importance of this visit. Headlines around the world focus not only on Camilla's fashion but also on the hidden meanings behind her choices, sparking debates among royal commentators about the continuing influence of Queen Elizabeth on the monarchy and the subtle ways that Camilla navigates her own role. Royal insiders suggest that this is just the beginning of a new era in which Camilla embraces a more visible but highly strategic role. Using symbolism, protocol, and personal touches to reinforce the monarchy's stability. Wearing Elizabeth's brooch was not only a nod to history but also a statement about her understanding of soft power in royal diplomacy. That influence comes from respect, symbolism, and thoughtful presentation rather than overt declarations. Ultimately, Camilla's Vatican appearance demonstrates that even seemingly small choices, a brooch, a veil, a gown, can carry immense weight in royal protocol. Every element of her outfit was carefully selected to convey strength, reverence, and continuity, bridging the past with the present and subtly preparing the public for her ongoing role as Queen Consort. For the public, this visit served as a reminder that royalty is about far more than headlines, gossip, or fashion. It's about strategy, symbolism, and the deep understanding that every public appearance contributes to the narrative of the monarchy. Queen Camilla's careful curation of her Vatican look shows that she is learning these lessons, honoring her predecessor, and quietly shaping the legacy of the British crown. Thank you for watching Crown Chronicles. If you loved this deep dive into the symbolism, history, and subtle power moves behind Queen Camilla's Vatican visit, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because here, we don't just cover royal fashion, we reveal the stories, meanings, and legacies behind every crown.